well-known interior designer from Canada and a good friend of mine, Tracey Fines.
Tracey Fines has been a successful real estate investor for over 25 years. Not only does she flip properties for massive profits, she designs and builds luxury custom homes and develops land. Tracey is an experienced investor and builder, published interior designer, and she has won numerous awards for design. Tracey is an award-winning author and international speaker who has been featured in international publications and on television. Having a zest for life, a love of great design, and an enthusiasm for creating beauty, she will uplift and inspire you to take massive action in your life to achieve your goals. And she wants to help you do the same. Please welcome Tracey Fines.
And like I said before, and Dina has said this too to me, is that one of the best ways to really experience this is to do a flip, is to do a project. And she's done it to a degree but she hired a general, so she's not really coordinating anything much herself, which is fine for your first time. But eventually, if you really want to understand the process better, then you'll start to organize your own trades and act as your own construction manager. And then you will really, experience the process more. Now, you have to pick and choose how much time you have to do this. And, if it's something you want to do. Not everybody wants to be their own construction manager. I just happen to be very detail oriented. So I know that I need to be there a lot to see what they're doing. I have very high expectations for my projects. And I also do a lot of, I do most of the design work myself. So that's just because that's who I am and I like doing that. But you may not be the same, you're not the same as me. You may not want to do that. You may want to just, hire a general and a designer to help you, and you just want to oversee it. So there's many ways to do it, and you can get as involved as you want, or you can be, not involved too. You're going to pay more, obviously, if you're not involved, but that's fair because it's not your time anymore. So it's just, you're going to find your own way with this. You're going to find what it is you love to do with this. If it's something you want to manage like that, micromanage, or do you want to just sort of be an overseer of everything and hire everyone else to coordinate stuff with you? And that's totally possible too. Just make sure that you go into your project knowing what the costs are for someone to coordinate it for you, if you're not going to be the one to do it. All right, do you guys want to, I'm just going to put on gallery. So let me just give you an update now on where we're at with Kildare. So the underpinning has been inspected and approved. Yeah. So they're just finishing digging out all the soil and doing the waterproofing and doing the concrete floor. They're going to pour a new concrete floor. Now, in the meantime, they needed to know where the drains were going, because remember, the drains are all underneath the concrete floor. So they removed drains, and then they needed the plumber to come by and tell them where they need to dig a hole for the new drain. So the plumber was there this morning, and he said that the old stack, which is the big waste pipe that comes down from the upstairs bathroom, that was all tied in to the storm drain, not the waste. Okay, there's two things in Old Toronto. There's a waste drain, and then there's the storm drains. And the storm drains are what, I just talked about why we have softscape and hardscape. Storm drains are just for the precipitation runoff. And the waste line, he said, was connected into the storm drain, which is illegal. You're not supposed to do that. But we don't really know for sure. But he's pretty convinced that the waste, it's an old house on the side that we underpinned is the old house. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just put everything into one pipe, but he is not going to connect any drains underneath the old part of the house because the drain that's there is the storm sewer. So we're going to connect our sump pump to the storm sewer, which is great because that means that I don't have to have a sump pump line going out to the lawn somewhere and when the precipitation comes and goes down into the sump pump and it gets pumped out, because that's what a sump pump does, it pumps it out of the basement. I don't have to have that pipe going outside to the lawn somewhere. I'm still not sure if that's legal. I'm already on my plumber about, can you do that? Connect that sump pump to the sewer, to the storm drain? I don't know. I mean, the whole point of it.
We did that. We did that with our house. We had to dig down a basement. We got a sump pump, and I'm sure it's not, the water's not going into our lawn. It's going back to the city. I don't know, water line.
Yeah, the storm sewer.
Yeah.
So
that's, I think it's allowed.
I didn't think it was allowed, but I guess if it is allowed now, then that's what we'll do. So that's fine. The waste line that comes down from the kitchen and comes down from the second floor bathroom in that corner is going to go across, it's not going to go through the floor. It's going to go across the back wall in the framing because there's a waste drain stack right by the furnace. So he's going to go across the back wall of the basement on a gradual slope because you have to have a certain slope for the drain, and it's going to connect to that stack that's hiding right now in the furnace room, and then it will go out the waste, whatever the waste line is there. So that's where we're at, and I'm just on the phone right now with the plumbing store to get the shower valves. Sorry, I have to get whatever's going to go in the walls, right? So I need the shower valves. I need the shower pans because I'm going to do shower pans for the floor, and they're going to be these ones that are integrated into the tiles. So they're going to be very, very cool. So I'm going to get those shower pans and the shower valves. I need those for the rough-in. So I'm just on the phone with the plumbing store, and I'm pretty much going with all black faucets. And the other thing that I am just finalizing with Kevin, who you all know, he's going to do the kitchen for me. So he's one of my members. And I love that. I love that how we're building this community of renovators and flippers and investors in general, and you can also get support from other members with their services. It's really and think about how Kevin's going to want to do an extra special good job, right? Because he knows the potential. If I have a good result, I'm going to recommend him, and he's already working with Nicole. So he has extra incentive to please my community. So just think about how that is very, very special. A special reason to be here in this community, because you're going to have people like him that are going to take extra time with you to make sure you're satisfied. So he's doing the kitchen. And he's doing my dressing room and my laundry room. And I wanted to show you. Okay, so here. So that's the laundry room. So you can see like right here is, oh, wait a minute, I'm showing the wrong side. Right here is the washer dryer stacked when you walk in. Mm-hmm. And then you got the apron front sink that came out of the old kitchen. I'm going to use it there. And it's going to be an all white laundry room with, oh, sorry, I'm not really showing you very well there, with a couple shelves and then some sconces that are out on arms. They come out with like all done in, I think I'm going to do everything in black.
So cute.
Yeah, isn't that cute? Mm-hmm. And then I did change the kitchen. So I took away the uppers around the stove. So now I just have a big fan hood, like really big. Mm-hmm. Like it's about 40 54 inches wide because my stove is 44. So I wanted the hood to be extra big. That's always a nice feature when you have an extra big hood. And then the windows stay on their own with the same thing, the sconces over top. And then I'm doing a really nice cabinet in this end over here for glass.
And you're still doing the two-tone, the white with a few accents. So
I'm still doing the two-tone. And then this is the newer sort of look now. I've broken up all the cabinets where the fridge wall is. And I did a fridge, which is the F, and the P is the pantry. So now they kind of look like a unit. Like a double door kind of looking unit, even though it's a fridge and a pantry. And you can see
That's a great
here,
idea.
yeah, thank you. And you can see my note over here. It says 1.5 inch thick gables on 2 sides. So I want around this pantry, I want it to look like there's a frame. So I asked him to do an extra thick piece of wood that outlines that unit. So it gives it a nice impact. And then over here, I wanted to get rid of all the upper cabinets. So I separated this area, just wanted it to be without cabinets, because that's sort of old school look, right? Wall-to-wall cabinets. So here I'm putting in a little bar sink, my microwave, and then I'm going to see the nice brick backsplash tile. And then this would be probably like a mirror with a black frame just to sort of complement the windows on the other wall. And then a wall sconce there with I think I'm going to do it in gold or brass. And then I've got that nice corner cabinet with glass all the way to the counter.
Can we see the other one again?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just sort of picking up the detail of the black windows on the second wall in a mirror. It won't be a window, but it'll kind of marry up nicely, I think, with that.
I really like that
That
much
looks incredible.
better. Like I can't really remember the other one, but I remember I felt like it was tight with the windows. This one gives it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Like it was fine to sort of start there because Kevin just sort of ran with it and started it. And then I thought, oh, it's just not it's not the look anymore. Like upper cabinets are kind of passe, to be honest with you. Like if you look at a lot of nice kitchens on Pinterest, you're going to see that upper cabinets are kind of a thing of the past. You might have a wall of cabinets, but that's it. And then the rest of the counters are just counters and maybe open shelves. I've been doing this for years, by the way. Like I don't do this wall-to-wall cabinet business. I haven't done it for years. Like I can even think of 80s thing to me where you had like your upper cabinets wall to wall with not all the way to the ceiling either. You know, there was like a space up there above for dust and, you know, debris to hang out up there. So no, we don't have that anymore. It goes all the way to the ceiling. And this is my closet. So this is wall to wall, of course, because it's an 18-foot wall. This is a huge closet, by the way. It doesn't even look proportionally as big as it is. I didn't draw it so much to scale, but doors on the ends for double hanging, and then shoe shelves and drawers in the middle. And I'm going with two tones. I'm going to go with either a dark gray and then like painted, plus a wood grain for the drawers in gray. So it's sort of like black and gray, sort of, it's very, very formal looking. And I changed the chicken wire. I got rid of that because it was very expensive. I saved myself. Look at the price of this. Here it is, $16,000.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's very pricey. So I went to glass for the doors, but I think that'll look really sharp too. I still have all the arch motif on the doors. So working away, and they have finished the roof. Let me see if I can show you a picture of the roof. They're boarding up my windows today for the dressing room. They're taking the glass windows out and just framing them in. You see how he has extended now that ridge, that's the original roof there. And now it's going straight. And you see, it's quite a big difference in height, because it used to go down there and across. And now it goes straight across. So it's actually quite substantially different. And then on the other side, it's a little, it's like a little peak. Let me just, sorry. So you can see there too, that these are the windows here that they're going to take the glass out of and then board them up. That one we know is still in process. It's been very hard for my bricklayer to do any work with the weather. So he just sort of stops and starts. So if you look here, you can see a baby little peak emerging on the south side of the building. So there's that roof, the ridge coming across and creating that little gable roof on the other side of that roof that we're connecting to.
Where is that in the house? I'm trying to imagine where that gabled roof is.
Okay, so this is the front gable of the house. The front door is right here. Okay, this is the garage with that new dormer.
Yeah.
And then on the back side of this gable roof is where the ridge comes across. And that's that ridge that he's taking from the old portion of the house straight across. And it's higher than the newer section of the house. It's higher. So it's going to come straight across, go right over top of the ridge of the gable roof. And then he's finishing it there in a little decoration. It's the little gable. Okay.
But if there's no room, there's no interior to it.
No. It's just part of the attic space. So if I show you the drawing.
I was about to ask if we could see it again.
Let me show you the drawing. So the south elevation. Just taking time to load for some reason. I'll show you. Okay. So on my drawing, I have it, it's a lot smaller in my drawing, right? It's quite substantially bigger than this. But that's that ridge coming straight across the gable and ending on the south side of the second ridge. Because that makes sense. It just becomes this little decoration on the south side of the roof. And the way it looks on the east elevation, which is the front of the house, is this. Okay, so there's the dotted line is the old line of the roof, which landed down further than the ridge of this one. So I wanted to complete the ridge all the way across, and you see it's higher, so it has to go past and then end. Otherwise it won't look right. So you end up with a little peaked roof decoration on the south side. But on the main side, which is the most important side, right, is our facade, our front facade. That looks correct now, right? Looks continuous. Makes sense of the building. So they're boarding up these windows now for me. The bricklayer's working on that. Next thing that Jeff has to do is this little overhang for me. I've extended this little rooflet. He's got to make that a little bit more prominent for me. But other than that, he's recently got all the framing done. Yeah, all of this is done. Then he's just got to do some framing in the basement once the waterproofing and the slab is poured. Then he's going to have to frame those walls so I can insulate. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. So, you know, it's not a small project, right? So, you know, there's a lot of detail that I know it probably feels a little overwhelming. You know, it's just that there's, like I said, that I've got so many balls in the air, and I'm juggling a lot between what's happening in each room to what the trades are doing, what I'm doing off-site, looking for materials and supplies, ordering everything, paying for it all, making sure the financing is in place. There's a lot of little things that you have to do. And that's okay. That's just part of the job. But, you know, you won't start off with probably such a big project like I'm doing. You know,
Now, how does this current project at Killdeer compare to what you've done in the past? Is this the same number of balls in the air, or is this more, you know, more with it, or what's the difference?
No, I've done this many, many times, and it's not like the process is the same. So how I push myself to grow is I, you know, try new things. I'm doing a container pool. You know, I'm renovating a house that was so ugly that I had no idea in the beginning how I would make that look good. So every time it's a challenge in a different way, but the scope is still the scope of work. The process doesn't change. It's still, you know, excavation, demolition, framing, you know, or foundations, framing, rough-ins, drywall, insulation, and your finishes. That doesn't change. Doesn't matter how big or small your project is. It's always the same process, but, you know, we have each job being unique and having different requirements. Not every house is going to be identical, right? So, and I've built houses from the ground up. So that's, you know, that's different too. All right, guys, I got to take off. Thank you for joining me as always. Good to see you all. Hey, hi, Tracey Fines here. And I'm so glad that you watched my video and my presentation, because I love sharing what I do. I'm very passionate about it, and I want to help you do this too. So if this is interesting to you and you're excited to get involved in real estate investing, then click the link in the description below, and I invite you to join me at my live presentation where you can ask me questions and I can help you in the best way possible. So I look forward to sharing with you more at that presentation. See you then.